Speaking, hey, speaking of, I actually have a new pet. The wife was not very. No, no, no. At work the other day, we caught a wild raccoon in the machine shop, and he now lives in my backyard and hangs out and has his dinner on the back porch. I'm here. So yeah, we have a baby raccoon named Bert. Bert, because Burt Reynolds was the bandit. Oh yeah. Okay.
all of my songs are illustrative. Buddy Guy loves me for that. When one day I was playing, well, he compliments me a lot when I'm playing live with him because I'm comping him. You know what comping is?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
uh, this particular one is on one night and one song, and we're vamping, and he's talking to the audience. You know, you get a lot of people from the different countries and stuff like that, and he goes, "Yeah, we were in." I can't remember. He goes, I'll just say Africa again. We were in South Africa. You know, we're having trouble with women, and I'm playing the roads, and I went, you know, like thunder, you know. And he kind of looks at me. You know, I'm playing next to him. He kind of looks at me, and he goes, "Yeah, we're having real problems." And I did like an after drummer, you know. And then a little bit later, like two sentences later, he goes, "But we're busy as bees." And in the organ, I'm like, and he goes, "Ooh, I love what you're doing." And that night, I got fired from the band that I was playing in. Got jealous. So I'm like, you know, but Buddy Guy, he just, and I'm not the kind of guy that, you know, schmoozes up to people either, you know. Like I'm like, can I go talk with Buddy? And they're like, well, no, you really don't want to, you know. I'm not sure that's true, but you know, people get weird in the industry and stuff. One
They
time,
do. No,
one
I was
time,
gonna say they do
huh?
because when I go and do interviews at like um different concerts or whatever, they'll always ask me, "Do you want do you want a photo op or whatever?" I'm like, "No, I just did an interview. I don't need a photo op. I'm good. I'm good. I got to talk to them. I got to bullshit with them. I don't
I'm
need
done.
photos, for my memory. You know,
Satisfied. I
yeah,
took a picture of it with my mind camera.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. I did
Do
my
that
head.
with girls all the time. I stop them on the street and I say, I'm taking a picture of you with my mind camera.
Yes.
That's
Like,
good. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that
that's,
so I can get a
that's,
date picture.
just hold still for a minute.
What were you gonna say, Chris? I'm sorry.
Uh, Shit, I have no idea.
So you're in Northwest Indiana, so you're not that far from me now. You're only about 45 minutes from me, I think, maybe
That's how
30.
are you in Valpo?
Yeah.
So that's what happened is I went to the Bach Mass at, at that, cathedral in the middle of Valparaiso at the university.
Yes. Valparaiso University. Yeah.
Right. So I went to that famous Bach Mass, which was phenomenal. Then afterwards, you know, like you're always hungry after church, you got to get some donuts or something. But I ended up going into that. But I ended up going into that bar on the corner there, and that's where uh, I can't remember his name, but he told me about you, and he said you got to call this guy because he's helping people out and this and that.
Oh, Industrial Revolution.
Yes, yeah, you're a chef there.
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
So what did I say? That guy that was by that bar,
Mikey. He's a
Mike,
bartender. Yeah.
real good guy. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
what happened. That's how we, isn't that cool?
It is cool. It's it's very ironic because he told me, he goes, "I told you about that guy." He goes, "I said, I know, but you never gave me any information on this guy. You didn't tell me who he was. You didn't give me any contact. You gave him mine, but you didn't give me his." So he goes, "Have you talked to him?" I said, "Yeah, we're gonna interview him here in a couple of weeks." He goes, "Okay, cool." So I did my job.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
If you when you
actually
see him again, tell him hello. Go ahead, Chris.
I actually have a friend up in Chicago in the south suburbs that's looking for a recording studio to lay down some tracks.
Don't keep me a secret.
I definitely won't.
No,
Because
no,
now,
we don't keep any secrets here. If people wanted us to put them out there, we put them out there, no matter how long you've been in the business. I mean, because we got new guys, we got new people that really they need direction, they need help. Um, they may
now see,
think,
I don't mind being that guy, and I've done this for like Ryan Cheverini, Windy City Live. I've done this for a lot of people. Like Earl Clue's girlfriend back in Detroit, and I was not even in. I was in maybe freshman in college, but I mean, I was killing it. I was in 7 bands back then. All at what my mom was so worried
You know,
because I turned legal 3 times because when I was growing up, the legal drinking age was 18. So we had a party,
yeah.
as if that never happened before, you know. And while I was 18, they moved it to 19. So I turned 19, I'm legal again. So we had another party. And when I was 20, they moved it to 21. And I'm like, this is the pattern.
Well, I
Yeah.
was in Germany when I was 19, so it didn't matter.
Speaking of Jim Heath up in Maine says you're missing your glasses and your bourbon. You're kind
I
of
got
out of
my
character.
Yeah, I know. Because if I put my glasses on, I get the glare, and I'm out of bourbon, and I don't want to stop the interview, so I didn't. I haven't gone and refilled my glass. Didn't know
Well, this is
everybody.
a good time. This is a good time. I'm having a good time with you guys.
Good.
That's
I'm
hey,
glad.
that's why you need a little mini fridge underneath your desk and a bar right on the side of it.
Well,
I
I
do.
drink red wine, so I don't need the fridge.
Well, yeah.
And it's not a big house.
I'm a bourbon snob. I love bourbon. It just I have a collection of bourbon sitting on my mantle, and people are like, "Why don't you drink it?" I'm like,
What's the address?
I have I have 3 different years of Bookers. I have a Knob Creek 18-year-old. I have a Blanton's. I have a um, Elijah Craig
You're gonna
Select.
have to change my name to the thing that wouldn't leave.
Johnny
I,
Walker, more like Johnny Stumbler in a little bit here.
yeah, I have this. I do have a collection of bourbons that I won't open until like something spectacular happens.
Right.
I opened up. I
Well, you
opened up.
met me.
Yeah, I met you. Okay, I'll open. I'll,
He
you know what? I'll drive out to you. You're not that far. I'll drive out to your house. I'll bring the Bookers. We'll have a drink.
Okay, that'd be great.
Heath says you better go refill your glass before he has to call someone and tell him you ain't right.
It's an imposter. He's an
Oh
imposter.
yeah. No, I mean, I do have my like everyday bourbons. My daughter came over. This led to some other issues that I'm dealing with. But anyway, my daughter came over with this guy she was dating at the time. She's 27 now. She was 26 at the time. He was 23. He was a punk ass. My grandson is now 7. But he was a punk ass. And Heather goes, he wants to know if he can have a bourbon. And I was like, well, he's of age. Yeah, it's fine. That's fine. And she went to the mantle. And I'm like, oh, no, 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 no. I said, Heather, the everyday is in the kitchen in the cabinet. There's 3 different bottles there. Pick one for him. That's fine. But do not touch that because that is for special events, something that's going to happen. So she was
Real.
like, okay, Dad, okay, but yeah, that was hopefully tomorrow though. Tomorrow, I mean, everybody knows on air. I got arrested for beating the kid's ass,
Allegedly.
and
When's
yeah,
this? When was this?
it was a year ago.
Okay.
I got arrested for whooping his ass in the street because he told me he wasn't afraid of me and that he doesn't stop beating somebody until somebody pulls him off, and I'm like, whatever. So I beat his ass. He called the cops, and I've been dealing this for a year now. Tomorrow I got to go to my lawyer. Um, Prosecutor came with an offer. I refused it. Uh, we went with a counter offer. Tomorrow we're getting the counter offer, and then Friday I got to go to court again. But hopefully they drop all the charges, or break everything down to misdemeanors because I got 2 felonies. But the kid was the one doing it, and the kid's been arrested twice since this incident. And my daughter even told him, don't fuck with my dad. Don't do it. And he did, and yeah, that's what happened.
This the same guy that she was dating?
She was dating at the time. She broke up with him the next day.
Hey,
After
boss.
after I whooped his ass, got arrested, she broke up with him, and then yeah. So, but she's back with my grandson's dad now. They're living together. They're not married, but they live together. My grandson's 7. He's in 2nd grade. unfortunately, I haven't seen him in a year because of all this bullshit. But yeah,
Heath says he got what he deserved for fucking with a veteran. All right.
Well, I hope it goes well for you.
thank you. It's been a year, but yeah, we got there's Pit Lord. They're coming up next. Mark,
Yes.
you and I are gonna talk. We got to talk. I'd like to get over to you. Like I said, I'll bring my 10-year booker over to you
And the dog.
and the dog.
I like dogs.
Yeah, my dog's crazy. He's still barking outside at the kids riding
want-
bikes up and down.
You want two of them?
I just lost the last of my 3,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
but I don't think I'm going to get another one. I wouldn't mind sharing one with somebody, but I don't think I'm going to,
hey,
because I don't want to be tied down anymore.
yeah. Zeus, he'll bark at everybody, but as soon as he loves company. I mean, he literally loves company. He'll go crazy when somebody comes over and we sit and bullshit. He'll be going crazy, and as soon as they leave, he's whining. But the people that like ride bikes by or the kids that go by or whatever, he's barking and having a fit, running through the house, chasing them. But as soon as they come up to the door and they come in, they're fine. They're fine. He's having a great time. But anyway, Mark, it's been a great pleasure. I will be in contact with you about getting together and doing more things because um, I I haven't been in this as long as you have, so I'd like to pick your brain. I'd like to do. I'd like more information.
I'm more than happy to have a relationship with you.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
Stay out of jail, damn it. What the hell?
yeah, I'm going to now. I'm going to stay out of jail now. But I would just, I want to learn more. I really do, because the more I know, the more we can help bands, the more we can help everybody, as they're up and coming, and that's what we're here for. We're for all these bands that want to make it, and if I can get more information for you or even more contacts or whatever I can for these bands, that would be awesome.
I'd love to help out. Love
All
to help
right.
out. Love to help the musicians. Love to help anybody that's helping musicians, You got to carry on, you can't just let things fall to the wayside. This just has to, you have to bridge everything that's old, everything that's treasured and stuff into the younger people and stuff. So take it where you want it, but there's skills and there's tools and perspectives and things like that, that you just gotta mentor that up,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Happy to help out. Happy to help out.
Mark Anthony Hebert, your website, and what's the other website?
MarkAnthonyHebert.com, and the album is Grand Bergen. Grand like the piano. Bergen, Bergen.
GrandBergen.com. You can check out the album there. Go buy his album. Go download
It's classy, but play it loud. I'm from Detroit.
it is a classy song. It is classy. But yeah, Mark, thanks a lot. I really appreciate
who in
it.
their right mind plays music at a reasonable volume? And define the term reasonable volume.
I'll leave you with this, because I have the house now, so the whole house is a recording studio. Everything's rigged. And the last place I was in was a condo, and people would come play a saxophone and stuff like that, and they realize they're in the condo, and like they're like, don't the neighbors complain about this? And I'm like, no, the neighbors leave their doors and windows open so they can hear it better. So I'll stop to walk the dog, and the neighbor's door is open, like she goes, oh, I love what you're working on. I'm like, is it bothering you? She goes, no, but I went, I left the door open so I could hear it better. Then I went to go get the mail, and I realized that from the front door I could hear it better yet. So I left them both open.
Oh, that's great.
So now we can get as noisy as we want. That's what we want. I can tell by these two guys. Yeah, turn it
We
up.
can talk forever with Mark. I swear we can. Jesus.
Mark,
all right.
Mark, you have no idea about these two guys. I just seen them a couple weeks ago, and oh my god.
They vibe. They're vibing.
They got something I've never seen before. Have you ever seen anyone hand out and have a little charcoal grill in a mosh pit handing out burgers and dogs?
Chris told me that they do this. This is what Pit Lord does at their shows.
Is that the name of it? Pit Lord?
Pit Lord, yes.
What?
Chris, he went to the concert. I wasn't able to go. Next year I'm going. But he went and he said they got grill set up and they're
Big
handing
smoker
out.
on stage.
Yeah.
They're gonna be there a while. That's awesome.
Yeah. So,
All right, I'm gonna break
All right,
up
guys.
the-
Thanks very much. I'll
Thank
go ahead
you,
and leave.
Mark.
hey, we
Thank you very
appreciate
much.
it.
Nice to meet you all.
I'll be in contact.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks,
All right,
Chris.
no problem, brother.
Bye, guys. Bye,
Yep,
fellas.
there, man.
Recording stopped.
Where did Jim go?
We lost him.
Recording in progress.
That's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, what the hell's up? Crown and Chris from Asgard Radio. Hanging out with fucking Pit Lord from Davenport,
yeah.
Iowa.
Yep.
And as I already said, these guys, they got a big giant smoker on stage and a couple of grills in the mosh pit handing out burgers and dogs. Who the hell came up with that idea?
I guess I did, and it just our old band would have band practice over my house, and I'd always have the grill rolling, make some brats, some burgers or something, and then just from that, the idea was it just kind of wrote itself. You know, we were like, man, we grill all the time. Let's just write music about it. So it all just blended right together, and I brought the idea to Lyndon, and he was just like, "Yep, let's do it." So,
It took about 3 seconds. About 3 seconds to say yes. That's about it.
And you guys do this at every show?
The grilling, no. Indoor shows and stuff, we can't have like a grill running. Like FTA is kind of special to us, so we try to kick it up a notch for that. But the grill is always on stage at every show, and it's smoking like crazy at every show that lets us.
Oh,
That's something we try to do every show. That like doing stuff when we do outside shows. You know, sometimes there are certain situations where we get to do fun stuff, like extra stuff like that. But yeah, we don't logistically it'd be too hard to try and do every show like that.
Right. We got some listeners out here. Heathen up in Maine says you guys look like you would fuck someone up, dude. When they say bring it, fucking at Full Terror Assault, these guys brought it. Hey, what's going on, DD? How many years have you guys played Full Terror?
Well, this is twice with Pit Lord. We also played it 4 or 5 years ago with our previous band Crater, and then I played it the year before. I played drums in a band Xenospawn, but which I've bowed out of. But we played it last year.
Okay, right on.
And I've been there 6 times. I think Lyndon's the same. We love that fest. We're there like every year, no matter what.
This year was me and my buddy's first year. We've been talking about it for 7 years, and this year we finally made it, and we said, "Yep, we're doing it again."
Awesome.
And are you with Mutation Barbecue as well, or you just got the
No.
shirt on?
No, they're just buddies of ours. Like
Okay.
we kind of, they kind of popped up around the same time we did, and we both kind of ran into each other. Like, oh, you guys are doing it too, kind of, and yeah, so they're friends.
Oh,
We
right
hooked
on.
up with-
So you guys just like both of you had the same idea, just different
They're-
places.
Theirs is more in the name for sure. Like they're not like a full on like barbecue band, you know, like I guess we are. But we did like a barbecue sauce making competition with them on YouTube with a channel called True Metal Grilling. We did some fun like collaboration stuff with them, and you know they're fun. They're just always fun.
Right on. So are you telling me there's a whole like sub-world of barbecue metal?
No.
Oh, like he said barbecue metal. Is this like a sub-genre where they all get together and grill and play music and
It could be, but I would from what I know, and I've run into a handful of people over the years now that are doing like something similar but not totally that. We're definitely unique in that way from what I've been able to find, Dude, I've been looking. I'm looking to make sure we're the only ones with the idea. We're from what we can tell, we're the only ones that are full bore barbecue, 50-50 barbecue death metal, pretty much.
Hell yeah, because I mean, what goes better with metal music than red meat and beer?
Yeah.
Damn right.
That was part of how Dan sold it to me originally. He's like, it's like two things that go together. I was like, yeah, all right.
And whose idea was the battle apron?
I think that was my idea, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
Like the patching the aprons, I honestly don't remember. We started with the bloody like costume aprons. That's what we wore originally.
Oh, right.
And I ordered just a random black apron off of Amazon, and I'm like, I'm just gonna patch the shit out of it. And then we both just did it, and we had people show up with our aprons patched up and everything. So that's awesome.
Hell yeah! Ended up getting like a little cult following type deal.
Yeah, I would say that.
That's fucking awesome. And you guys are from Davenport, Iowa?
Yep.
Right on. I'm actually originally from Dubuque, so any anger in metal, I completely understand coming out of Iowa.
Yeah. Yeah, all good. We got friends in Dubuque. Our buddies in Dredge up there. Good guys. And
oh, right on. Yeah, it's different. I miss it. But
it's fun. I like playing Dubuque always.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Dubuque actually draws some nice little crowds. They got some good venues. The Cave.
The Lift.
The Lift. That's what it's called.
The Lift is cool. Man. Monk's definitely my favorite, just because that's like kind of just like our buddy's place,
Right. I don't know. It's actually been a minute since I've been up in Dubuque, and I usually just hang out at the north side or 17th and Central.
You're in Kentucky now?
I'm in Kentucky now. Yeah, unfortunately, well, not unfortunately. I moved down here 3 or 4 years ago for 401k and a dental plan. So
worth it.
Yeah. Definitely worth it, and I really love what I do. I work at a shop that we build industrial sawmill equipment. So big giant chop saws with 10-foot blades, shit like that.
Yeah, that's metal.
Hell yeah, that's what I said. And any of the lumber you buy at Home Depot or Lowe's was probably cut with a saw that we built.
Yeah, I work in flooring. I work for a company that sells flooring, so I probably deal with material cut with that stuff. Absolutely.
My brother up in Dubuque does flooring. Nest Flooring up in Dubuque.
Oh, no shit.
Yep, that's my brother. And also Rettenmeyer. That's my cousin.
Okay. I don't know any of them, but I'm probably come in contact at some point.
I was going to say, if you ever go up to Dubuque for flooring for work, you'll probably run into them.
Hell yeah.
So, let me know more about the band. How did you guys meet up and figured you'd get something started like this?
Well, we've known each other since like 9th grade. And it's just kind of started there. Dan showed me a lot of like thrash stuff that I hadn't really been exposed to. And I introduced him to some death metal, and we just kind of traded bands back and forth, worked the same jobs together, and naturally, we just ended up playing music. And yeah, I mean, we've been in bands years ago. We were in Crater up to starting Pit Lord. It just made sense. We typically know what each other are thinking. When he's got guitar parts and I'm trying to learn them, it's, sometimes there are harder ones, obviously, but I tend to kind of know what he's going for. And just the whole project is very much Dan and I just collaborating constantly, you know.
Yeah, we like a lot of the same bands. Like we listen to the same stuff. I mean, obviously we were a little different, you know. We'll get into something and sometimes the other one won't, but 9 times out of 10, we're just on the same page. We're just like, yep, that's cool. Like we know it right away, and we're like, let's go with that. You know,
I never have, like, honestly, the last handful of songs Dan has shown me. I mean, more than that, even the whole last album and the new stuff we're working on. There hasn't been a single riff or part where I was like, no, you know, like that has to change. We move stuff around and we mess around in that way, but man, I mean, Dan's a goddamn riff machine, and I try to write songs. I maybe get one out every other album or so, but like Dan's constantly writing, and it's just we always have new stuff to work on, even when we're not trying to do anything right away. It works really well, actually.
Right on.
Yep.
Hold on. I'm
Yeah,
trying to.
sit down once a week and write something. So I just end up with a stock pile of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Mike, you know, we're the band is very much both of our senses of humor kind of mashed together. And you know, there we have laughed. Dan and I have laughed together more in doing this project than I've laughed with anybody doing it.
Yeah. And it
Like,
is apparent on our last album, the song "Capsaicin Masturbation," where we just let the mic go hot and it's cracking up for like a minute. What's going on the record?
that's the best example of what it's like when we're recording. Like when we're working on stuff, it's just that.
Yeah,
You know, like I'm always so excited to record. I remember when recording music was such a stressful thing, and now it's like our setup is just so easy, and it just makes for getting stuff done. So, fuck, man, we can do whatever we want, and it's just so much fun.
Right on. Hell yeah. I'm trying to find here because I know I have Capsaicin Masturbation. I thought I had a couple other songs of yours. I just don't know where the fuck I put them.
Yeah, that one's on Seasonings. Seasonings in the Abyss.
Okay. How many albums do you guys have out now?
We got the 2 full lengths and 2 EPs at the moment.
Yep. Yeah, we're currently working on 2 possible releases for next year. First quarter next year, second quarter, who knows? I don't know.
Right on. Let me ask you this. Oh yeah, okay. I got Glaze in the Northern Sky.
Classic.
That's classic, old school shit.
Hell yeah.
So let me ask you, what is one album you could not live without? If you were stuck on a deserted island and only had one album to listen to, what would you want it to be?
Boy, that's tough.
You go first.
You pick the album that you've heard a bunch of times that you want to keep listening to, or do you pick something new and hope it doesn't get old? Huh.
It's got to be the one that never gets old for you.
Yeah, I guess so.
Every day.
I'll shoot from the hip. We'll go with Fear Factory Digimortal, just because like I listened to that so much in high school. I can always listen to that, and I can we'll go with that one, sure.
Man.
Or like Slayer Raining Blood, or you know, whatever. There's a lot of good.
Man, Raining Blood's a good one. I'm gonna say Soundgarden, Super Unknown. That's like the only album I could say is like been a constant favorite and I've never gotten sick of. Yeah. Favorite album of all time, Soundgarden, for sure.
All right.
Hell yeah. If there's any venue in the world you would drop what you're doing to go play, basically, what's your dream venue to play?
The Vakken Open Air Festival, I guess.
Oh.
That would just be like, yep, I'm there. Like, I
Yeah.
just want to go anyway. I've never been to it. I'd love to.
See, you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I thought you were gonna say Red Rocks.
Ooh, man.
You know what most people do?
Yeah, Red Rocks is fantastic.
know what,
Except
though?
for, except for the true metalheads. Say Vakken.
Yeah.
See,
I saw Primus and Mastodon at Red Rocks, and holy crap, that was the coolest thing ever. So I don't know, either one. Yeah, I'd say yes to either one.
see, I like Red Rocks, but I feel like the kind of crowd we want for what we're doing may not be at Red Rocks.
Oh yeah,
I don't
true.
know. But if I was gonna pick, I would. I don't know what the venue is, but I'd want to play Obscene Extreme. That would be.
Ooh,
That seems like a fun, dirty, gross
yeah.
crowd that's just down with silliness. Where you see all those Gunlax performances at. We do really well with crowds in the woods.
Yeah. Oh, dude, because I'll tell you what, I've gone to, you name the festival, I've probably gone to it, and I've gone to a bunch that, yeah, this is an open air festival for a day. I've never seen anything like Full Terror, dude. Fucking camping right there to where I'm so fucked up, all I can do is lay on the cot in the tent, but I can still hear the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all been there. Yeah.
Yep. This was the first year I actually got to see Weed Eater.
Oh,
Every other year I either missed or was laying down in the tent. And I remember hearing them one year. You're like, oh man, that sounds cool. I'm gonna go to sleep.
right.
This is the second year I've missed Belushi Speedball and really wanted to watch him, and I got real mad. But at the same time, I just got too fucked up and I passed out in my tent. Shit happened.
I actually had Belushi Speedball on the show last week. Fucking those guys,
Oh,
oh my god, they tore it up.
No, they're the best dudes too. Like I talked to them, and yeah, I'm excited for what's in store for that man.
Well,
So much fun.
Yeah.
Also, it wasn't because I was too fucked up. Also, at the same time, I was in an accident in January and I broke my back and found out a previous break in my neck that I never knew about it.
Ooh,
Jesus. That's a bad place to be with
yeah.
injury.
Well, I'm sorry. At a show in the mosh pit, that's where I feel at peace.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, I made it back. Sorry, guys. I don't know what the hell happened. I got kicked off, and I kept clicking join. It wouldn't let me join. So finally, it let me. I guess I had to reboot and do everything. So, but to extend on Chris's accident, he sent me a message, and he goes, I've been in a little accident. I'm in the hospital. I'm like, what happened? He goes, well, he said I was stopped at a red light, and then it turned green, and I went, and then I wasn't going no more. And he sent me pictures of him in the ditch, and I was like, what the fuck? Somebody, blew the red light and hit him, but it was funny. It was like I was going, and then I wasn't.
And then I woke up in the ditch and thought, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, he woke up in the ditch. But I was scared to death. I really was. It scared the shit out of me. His back was, fractured. They found out about his other, broken neck and all kinds of shit. He had like 7 broken ribs and all kinds of shit. And I'm like, dude, just fucking go lay down. Don't do shit. And just leave Asgard alone. We're still gonna.
I couldn't. I can't.
Fucker, he's like a cockroach. He won't go away.
Hey, as soon as the doctor gave me the go ahead to go back to work, I was back to work, and 3 weeks later at a concert.
Yeah.
God damn.
That's why he's my manager, because I can't work this fucking place without him.
Hell yeah.
it was a crazy time. It really was. It really it scared the shit out of me. I was worried about him and his family. I was worried about 7 fucking broken ribs. I mean, I mean I'm
That's
50.
bad enough on its own.
No shit. If, on top of a fucking broken back, man, I got PTSD and fucking fucked up back from the army, and I'm in pain every day, and I don't want to do shit. And this motherfucker's running around with 7 broken ribs and a broken back. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
mosh pit.
yeah, I'm like, do what the fuck you want. I don't care. What? Go ahead.
Hey, I went up to a Sonic Temple and I got a little upset because there were no circles in the pit at Rob Zombie, so I had to go down and start one.
Right.
Man, that's probably do you think that's probably the first circle pit that's been at a Rob Zombie show in years, probably?
You know,
No, but
you
it might have
really well, except for the ones I've been to.
It might have been with somebody with a broken body. All right, I'm sorry because I was obviously kicked off or anything, but I want to know how. I don't know if you talked about it. I don't know if you guys say anything about it yet, and I apologize.
Recap time.
Yeah. How did you guys come up with the concept of having the fucking serving food and shit? I mean, I know Lydia Can't Breathe used to do. They don't do it anymore, but because I was on stage with them making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and throwing them out to the crowd. We did that with them. But how did you guys come up with the whole? I mean, that's hot equipment that you're putting out there. How did you guys come up with this concept?
Well, we don't cook every show. That's just kind of something we try to do for outdoor gigs if we can.
Right. No, I get that. I'm just
just the concept is Dan. It was all Dan. It was we had a band that would meet weekly to practice, and as it started kind of become less and less active, it would just be me and Dan at his place grilling. That was kind of the ritual. And one day I just got over there. We weren't having normal practice, and Dan had this idea. It's like, let's do a death metal band about barbecue. It's just you and I here usually, and we'll just put for fun. We'll use program drums and just do a demo and just do something fun. It did not start out as something we were going to do a lot of work on. In fact, the idea was as little work as possible and just have fun. And
well, the idea was
now we do more work than anything ever.
Well, it was originally just like, we're going to write these songs and we're going to send them to our friends. It's going to be hilarious.
Yeah.
It started like that. And then everybody's like, okay, cool. These songs are great. When are you going to play a show? And we're like, fuck. All right.
Yeah.
We'll figure this out. Yeah. So here we are, like 5 years later, playing shows. It's the most
That's
fun
like
in the band.
why the way we do it now, with the exception of a few details, is kind of how we've done it since the beginning. Like, we've changed the live setup, we've scaled it down to make more sense for moving, and with just 2 people. So that's pretty much it. It was real simple. It was just kind of, once we started realizing we were going to actually be doing it, there were things we had to figure out, and one of those things was how we're going to do it, not like be stupid, not look like a complete joke, and still like write like death metal, like ripping death metal. We still wanted to write like fun music,
Right. I was just curious on how you guys came up with the idea, because that's just, like I said, with Lydia Can't Breathe, and they did their peanut butter and jelly thing, and they don't do it anymore, but one of their last ones, I was on stage making peanut butter and jellies and throwing them out there. So, I mean, if you guys come up, I'm in Northwest Indiana, you guys come up here and want to do that, I'll be more than happy to fucking grill for you. I'll sit up there and grill while you guys are fucking thrashing on stage. I'll be like, hey, guys, okay, there you go.
Actually, we'll talk some more later, because we got something planned in the works for next spring to do a fundraiser type deal, and we're gonna be looking for some bands, and we might need some people to cook for us as well.
Well, okay. We can let you know because it's already out there. I started all the paperwork and all the everything I can for a 503c, non for profit. It's going to be my last name, Harwood Entertainment Incorporated. And what we're going to do is we're going to try and raise money for bands like you and all the other independent bands. So, say you go out on tour and you get a flat tire, and you're like, shit, we don't know what the fuck we're going to do. I know I've been doing this for a while. I know you guys don't make money. It's more out of pocket than anything. So what you do, you go get your tire, you go get shit done, you send in a receipt, you send in the form that we're going to have, a reimbursement form, and we're going to reimburse you for that flat tire.
That's super cool.
Let's say you get, your equipment, it rains and your equipment's outside and you didn't realize it. I know it doesn't really happen, but it can. And you have, thousands of dollars of loss and you need to do shit. Again, go get the shit you need, send us the reimbursement form, send us the receipt, and we're going to reimburse you for that. That's what we're going to do. So that's what Chris is talking about, doing a fundraiser so we can, get money involved. We can get people to donate to this because I've been helping bands for almost 14 years now on the radio, on internet, and doing things for bands that doing as much as I can to promote you guys, playing your music, talking about tours and shit. But I want to take it to the next level. I want to make sure you guys get to your next show. I want to make sure you are on tour with, I mean, I'm going to interview Taproot or Saliva and Drowning Pool on Thursday. So let's just say they picked you guys up and you guys are, touring with them. I don't want you guys to miss a date. I don't want you guys to miss that opportunity to be where those bands are. I honestly, and people think, I mean, there are some platforms out there that think I'm full of shit, but I'm not. I truly and honestly just want to help you guys do whatever you want to do. Um, I want to make sure you guys get on tour and stay on tour, and hopefully we get enough donations and stuff going on to where we can help you. When you have problems and you got to spend more money than you expected. Um, so hopefully, like he said, we are going to do a fundraiser next year. Um, and having you guys would be great because we're going to do, obviously we're going to have, a cookout. We're going to have, I'm going to try and get a pig. We're going to try and do a lot of shit. So it would be fucking awesome to have you guys there with us.
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
Because another teaser that we got to sit down and talk about more is how Failure Records sponsors the small stage. I've talked to the people that put on Full Terror. They don't have a sponsor for the main stage, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good teaser.
Hell yeah, that's awesome, dude. That's a really good idea.
Well, I just want to help. I want to raise the bar for other entities to that say, oh, we're helping all these indie bands. No, you're not. You're fucking playing them and you're making money off them. We don't make any money off you guys. We don't ask for any money to play your songs.
In fact, I go out and buy your music off Apple Music so I can play it on the radio.
Exactly. We buy your shit to play it. We do. I will go to your concert if you give me an interview. As you can see behind me, I'm going to buy a drum head. I'm going to buy a cymbal. I'm going to buy something to repay you for letting me in free because it's not fair to you to lose money for my ticket sales. So I'm going to buy something from you at your merch table that whatever you have, I'm paying for it. I'm giving you the money for it. And I know all the bands have that little. I mean, it could be anything on the side where it says, "Hey, we need gas money." I'm putting money in there.
Yeah. The tip jar.
Yeah, I mean, we're just honestly. I started Asgard to help the little guys, and I've never stopped that. And Chris came on, and he does the same thing. He wants to help everybody. Um, Miss Shock, if you ever get a chance in the morning to listen to Miss Shockwave on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, she has more knowledge on band tours than anybody I've ever fucking known. Has more shit that she researches than I do.
I think she has an eidetic memory.
She does. Yeah, absolutely. Miss Shockwave can fucking tell you about any band at any time, where they're touring, when they're going to be where, and she'd be like, "Oh wait, let me look it up." "Oh yeah, well, no, let me tell you about this." And she just goes. She's been with me the longest, and she's phenomenal. And she mostly hits the international scene because she's so early in the morning, but she is phenomenal. She is so intelligent and so up to date on tours and shit. It's crazy, and it just baffles me on how she can remember everybody's fucking tour and shit.
That's a lot, especially now since there's so many happening.
Yeah, hell,
Like,
I'm
can't
glad I
remember
can
now.
remember some names. People will be sitting there rattling off names, and hold on, stop, back up. Who does that guy play with? Who does that guy play with? Okay, keep going.
I don't remember members as much as I do bands anymore. I used to know everybody in every band I know
Yeah,
anymore.
don't tell me a band member's name. Just say the guitarist for Whitesnake.
He played for Blood Incantation.
Wait, that's
That
Joe
guy.
Holkstrom. You can't go with that one.
So where are you guys from, and how did you guys get into everything that you do? What started you with music?
Go ahead, Dan.
Well, we're from Davenport, Iowa. We're right on the border of Iowa and Illinois, so we're really not too far from your neck of the woods.
Woo, Quad Cities.
I-80. But yeah, we.
You know what's funny? Wait, I gotta tell you this. What's funny is you're 3.5 hours away, because I dated a girl from Iowa, and I can't remember the fucking name, but it was right over the border on fucking on 80. What the fuck is that?
Davenport,
That's right
Bettendorf,
here. Davenport, Bettendorf.
LeClaire.
There's a lot of towns, but
Buffalo.
Right over the border of Iowa, and it only took me 3.5 hours to get there. And she was, yeah,
Work the trip.
yes, fucking absolutely.
Well, right across the border is Davenport, Bettendorf, and LeClaire on I-80.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we kind of live in both Iowa and Illinois. I mean, like Dan works across the river. Like we're split up pretty much. We both live in Iowa, but you kind of live in both states when you live in this area for sure.
Yeah, we're 3 minutes from Illinois from where I live. So yeah, we're right here on the edge.
Muscatine. That's where she was from, Muscatine.
Yeah.
Yeah, been there.
Wildcat's Den and the Fat Man Squeeze.
And you know how I fucking met her? I took my Harley out one day, and I was having a bad day, and I just rode. And I rode out. I just fucking took off. And I rode out. I ended up in Iowa, and I found this kick I don't know, a ravine. It was a trail, a wolf trail or some shit like that in Muscatine. I don't. Anyway, but I ended up there, and I met her, and we started dating, and then I took my kids out there, and they had a great time at all the fucking the streams and all the hiking we did. But yeah, she's from Muscatine, Iowa. That's where she's from.
Yeah, that's a good 30 minutes down the road, give or take.
30 minutes from where we're at. Yeah, same.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I know Davenport very well because I grew up in foster care, and I spent some time in Annie Whitmire as a kid.
Oh.
They got some good hills there.
Yeah.
The best sledding hills are right there at Annie Whitmire.
Yeah.
I don't think they let you sled over there anymore.
Oh, someone died. They quit.
Yeah,
They
somebody
quit.
had a tree and got cream.
Because then in the springtime we'd go like mudsliding down them.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Then it's definitely not legal. You for sure can't do anything over there then. I mean, I guess technically it's kind of a hospital, so you know you're close enough.
Right.
Yeah, Genesis East right there.
That's not. Oh, that's like Dubuque. They tried to put a sledding ban up there, and I was living there at the time, and a bunch of us said, "Hell no!" And we all went sledding. And they're like, "Well, Dubuque was like, well, we can't stop them. Just don't sue the city no more."
Hell yeah.
Well, what do you guys got coming up? What are you guys doing for the future here with Bitlord?
We so currently we've got 2 more shows here in town. We've got October 4th in Davenport with Exhumed and Insight. And then we've got another local show after that. And then we're kind of done with shows for the year. And we've been kind of gearing up to, we've started working on a possible split with another band that we haven't really mentioned yet, and a new EP for probably next year, some point earlier than later next year.
What do you mean? What are you doing? You sharing shows?
We're doing a split release with a band from Virginia. We haven't really announced anything about it yet because it's still kind of in the works. But yeah, we're gonna do just a split EP with another band, like 1 song each or so. Just this band that hit us up and asked if we were down to do it. They were super into what we're doing, and they're kind of along the same lines as far as like a crazy theme. Yeah, that's really all I want to say yet, because I'm kind of excited because it's going to be really cool. We've got other stuff. We're going to try and do more with our YouTube when it's cold. We have more time to work on video stuff like that. Man, a lot. We have a lot. Probably more than I can remember. I don't know. Dan might remember if we're doing anything else.
I was just going to say it a lot more simply. We're going to record, we're going to make a bunch of dumb videos, and then come spring, we're going to do a little short tour. So that's what we got coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to put that together. That's work. But
yeah, because who doesn't like music and dumb videos?
Damn right.
Oh, yeah. That's how we started. I mean, when we first started it, we didn't really have much to promote the band beyond like funny videos, you know, and sketches and stuff that we like to do. So we're gonna do more of that, like more bigger things. We have some other merch ideas to try and work through. Yeah, a lot of stuff, all kinds of stuff. Sorry, I ramble about it. Dan's really good at saying like a sentence, and I ramble.
No, you can ramble. We don't let you ramble, because the more you ramble, the more information we get.
Yeah.
We can talk to all our listeners, and hopefully, you know, gain you more fans. So ramble on.
Because right now we're live on Twitch TV, we're live on Facebook, and we're being pre-recorded for other platforms.
Awesome. Yeah, we're working on. There been some things we've been meaning to work on that we're going to start again. When we have shows, you know, a lot of that extra stuff kind of falls off to the side, and we talk about it, but executing things like that, you know, when we have shows to get ready for, and then just our lives, like Dan and I both work full time, you know, we both have wives, you know, that you know need us to not be constantly screaming lyrics about barbecue. You know, we've got lives, and we've gotten pretty good at managing both. despite, everybody goes, oh, it's really easy because there's only two of you and you only have two schedules to work past, which is true. But then also, if one person's schedule doesn't line up, we just can't do it.
Right.
It's
Within those
not,
schedules, you got your work, like you said, your work,
Yeah.
your wife, your music. Same here. My
Yep.
work, my wife, my radio.
Yeah.
You gotta find the balance.
Yeah, and like that's the thing that's made. There's a lot of bands that have been around as long as us and have had multiple tours under their belts already, or at least runs, and that's been difficult for us to plan because again, we have jobs that we have to keep in order to do this, and we're working on that though. We're working on a cool run for next spring, with a couple of bands from the region. But yeah, it's constant work. I mean, when I feel like if Dan and I haven't had a conversation about something new, in weeks, usually try to have that conversation. We're really good about figuring things out. It's just, things don't always go as planned. So every now and then we hit a project and go, oh, we're going to get that done. Let's do it. Let's do it now. We're machines. We've gotten really good at getting things done, and staying sane,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we know when to hit the brakes and we know when to push the gas. So we kind of keep each other in check like that. And,
Yeah.
like I said, winter we kind of slow down. It gives us a little time to reset and then hit it real hard and play shows all through the spring, summer, fall, and that's been working really good for us. So good work-life balance with all that.
Yeah.
See, that's my problem. I don't know when to hit the brakes. I only know when to hit the gas. My body tells me when to hit the brakes when I crash for about 14 hours straight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of how it was when we first started. Was we were both single, just nothing else going on. Just we hit the ground running when we've really started taking it seriously. I guess compared then, man, we did 2 EPs in a matter of months.
Bless you.
We booked our first show, booked all of our friends and promoted it, and had a really great first show. It's been more work than I could have ever imagined for such a crazy kind of project,
But
most fulfilling thing, at least I've done musically, I can say.
Yeah.
I
it's
was
great.
gonna say, at the end of the day, is it worth it?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Then that's
Yeah.
all that matters.
I mean, I've never had, so we have, there's a family whose young son, he's probably like 4 or 5, and we get videos all the time of their son singing the lyrics to Burgers and Dogs. And, like when we get stuff like that from people, again, this is death metal, this is like music we're normally singing about cutting people up and that kind of stuff. And like we have like people's kids that are like in love with the music, and we have people message us saying, I listened to you guys all last year during this and that stuff that happened to me, and it really got me through, and I want to sip my coffee in success. The band that sings about barbecue is getting people through life, like that's the best. I would have never guessed, but it's the best thing ever.
Man, and I gotta say, I love that coffee mug. Oofta.
Oofta. I'm not Swedish. I live by a Swedish town.
Dude, it's anymore. It's a Midwest thing.
Yeah.
I think we all
That.
yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, couldn't get through here, bud.
Oh. I don't know. I say a lot.
Yeah.
I moved down to Kentucky, and they told me, you talk weird. I says, no, you guys talk weird. And the one kid tries to imitate a northern accent, and he just can't do it. And then I'll start talking in a southern accent. He's like, how can you switch like that? I was like, because I listen to you guys too much.
Well, like when you're from this area, you get so much of both. You get people with like the southern accent. You get people with like the northern Minnesota.
Minnesota, and Wisconsin.
Yeah. Go up fishing on the lake there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh. But
Hey there.
But again, but then we all have where we're at. We have just the flattest. I mean, our accents are like the ground we live on, just flat, nothing. My wife is from Pittsburgh, and she talks about how we talk all the time, and it's stuff I don't even notice. I go, we don't have an accent. There's no accent.
No,
There is.
there's not. But at the same time, according to the other places, there's a Midwestern accent.
There is. Yeah, Dan's right. 'Cause there is. Just, man, I don't ever notice it. I notice the extremes of either or, but not ours.
Oh man, I miss Yankeeville.
Well, I don't think about how northern it is up here until we go down to Full Terrasol. You get down to southern Illinois, and it's just a different place.
Oh, once you cross the ferry into Kentucky, I'm only about a little over an hour from there.
Oh, okay. Shit.
So, yeah.
We played in Kentucky. We played in Covington, and that was a really rad town.
Oh, right on.
That
I live in Central City, and their town slogan is "Where the music never ends," as long as that music is bluegrass or gospel or country. And I'm like, I listen to metal.
That's
There's good metal in the South. Maybe
oh
not,
yeah.
but it's
Absolutely.
down there.
Now, I have found a couple other cool metalheads, but the first kid I met down there, I'm like, he's like, oh yeah, I'm a metalhead too. I'm like, cool, awesome. What's your favorite bands? Five Finger Death Punch, Avenged Sevenfold. I'm like, yeah, we're done here, bud. Give me some Slayer, some Hatebreed, some Lamb of God, some Amon Amarth.
Yeah, you run into that a lot around here too because of the area. We're
Right.
at least close enough to Chicago. You get more music culture a little bit with
Well,
with the extreme stuff for sure.
And unfortunately, radio, picks and choose what gets airplay, and so what you think is metal gets played on the air. And
We're actually really lucky. A buddy of ours down here, a good friend of ours actually, works in the rock radio station, so we actually get airplay on
right
our
on.
regular rock station,
Now,
which is
I remember back in the day there was a radio station that ended up getting trouble in the Quad Cities because they told any listener that tattoos their station logo on their forehead they will give them $1 million. Do you guys remember this at all?
wasn't that here? Did that happen here?
That happened in the Quad Cities. It was Planet Radio, KORB, and I was passing through at the time and I heard it on the radio and I'm like, ain't no one gonna be dumb enough to fucking do that shit. Come 10 years later, I'm passing through the Quad Cities again. And I bump into this guy, and he's got his hair combed over his forehead, and we're talking for a minute. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is on your head there? And he's like, oh, I lost a stupid bet years ago, and he lifted up his hair. I says, you didn't lose a stupid bet. You got ripped off by a radio station.
I mean, the payoff would have been worth it. I feel like because you can just take a half of that money and gotten the tattoo removed.
Well, he said he's ever since then he's still in litigation. I don't know. I mean, this was a few years ago, but he was in litigation over it.
Yeah, that's crazy. I ain't gonna get any tattoo on my forehead for any amount of money.
Yeah, no, unless you got the money up front, and I got the doctor to remove it on speed dial.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't say how long I had to keep the tattoo. You just said I had to get it.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Hey, I gotta get going. I'm gonna go check out my son. My son is a security guard at Hard Rock Cafe in Northwest Indiana, and today is the 8th anniversary of my mother, his grandmother, dying. and he lived with me for the final 2 years of uh, her life, and he wants me to come out to Hard Rock to hang out tonight. So I'm gonna take off.
Yes, well, we're gonna wrap it up here, anyways. You guys are gonna be hearing from us again. I'm waiting for some people to get back from vacation, and then I'm hopefully gonna secure a venue, and then we're gonna start reaching out to bands.
Yes, but I appreciate you guys. Um, and my son messaged me earlier today, like, hey, I'm gonna be working 3 to 11s, and you can come out and we'll hang out, when we can. So I appreciate you guys. It's a hard day for my son and I. My daughter wasn't one of the ones that helped me, but she obviously she loved her grandmother. But my son helped me quite a bit while um, my mother was dying. His grandmother was dying. So thank you guys so much, and I appreciate you guys. We will be talking very soon. Chris will be in contact with you when we get this thing going in the spring, and hopefully, I really hope you guys come on because it fits you guys. We're gonna have, like I said, a pig roast. We're gonna have you guys and a bunch of bands of friends of mine that are still together. So thank you so much, and I appreciate it, and just let us know where we can get your music. Let us know where we can, hear you, and wherever you're going to be, so we can promote it and tell people about, Pit Lord.
You can find us everywhere. All the streaming sites, Spotify, iTunes, obviously everything. Bandcamp is the best place for our merch. It's the only place for our merch if you're not at a show. And yeah, we've got 2 more shows here in town, October 4th, October 27th, and then we're done for the year. For that, follow our YouTube because we'll be doing more on that this winter. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. That's all the 3 main things we use. Find us there. That's where you'll find pretty much every update. We've been hitting TikTok pretty hard, so that's always fun. So yeah, everywhere, pretty much.
Oh yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a blast hanging out with everyone tonight. I am the one and only Crowner Chris, with me Slider. It's been a blast hanging out with Pit Lord. Look him up on Spotify, YouTube, anywhere you can find videos and listen to shit. So, until we get together later on, tomorrow for Whiskey Wednesday, I'll catch you motherfuckers later.